So today's question for the comment section is, how long do you keep hold of your car before you sell it or part exchange it? Because in this car's case, the owner only kept it for 6 weeks. So this car was originally sold by a garage I don't have any dealings with, and what's happened is the guy's driven around in it for about 6 weeks, decided he just can't get on with the car, and then he's gone to a garage I know, driven one of their cars, bought it and part exchanged it. So today my job's to give it a thorough deep clean, ready for resale. But what's quite fascinating about this video is we can see the different levels of preparation different garages will do when they come to sell a vehicle. Now, as we can see, I'm going to start off by doing the wheels and the arches, and I've got this little attachment which I've just recently got for the Karcher jet wash, which is angled, which is absolutely fantastic, especially on these rear arches which have got a fabric liner. You can really get in there and blast the mud out. But also, as we're about to see, you can flip it the other way around and get behind the wheel as well, which I find really useful, otherwise you're left with this sort of circular line that you can't get to. Once the door shuts are done, we'll spray some pre-wash all over the lower part of the car just to loosen off that road grime and blast it off before a contact wash. The engine bay had already been washed either by the previous garage who got it ready for sale or quite recently. I'll show you a picture here. I did clean the engine bay, but it wasn't worth filming it because you can see it really wasn't that bad at all. Buyer's remorse is quite common in the motor trade. Somebody will test drive a car, like it, think it fits their requirements, but when they actually live with it in the real world for a month or two, they start to realise that perhaps the seating position might give them backache, or they can't fit everything in the boot of it, or they don't like the way it drives compared to their old car, and they're in the situation where they just part exchange and buy something else. I mean, for example, this car's low mileage, a nice example, good colour, and it's just been part exchanged for something completely different. So once I've given the vehicle a full wash, what I'm going to do in this case is reverse it off the wash area. It's raining currently, so I don't need to obviously dry the vehicle just yet. I just want to give that whole area a good jet wash down. There's nothing worse than walking around or working in an environment that's got mud in it. It just makes life miserable. So always wash the wash bay down afterwards, make sure it's a lovely clean surface, and then what I'll do is bring the car back on. As we can see, it's getting a bit late in the day, so I let this thoroughly dry overnight, and then the next day we'll crack on with the rest of it. So the next morning's come in, I'm going to pull all the mats out of the vehicle and get the vacuum cleaner in there. There's this bizarre line of dust on the driver's seat, don't know why, but obviously got a little brush in there and agitate it and get it out. As stated before, this car had been cleaned, so it was just more like crumbs around the centre console, bit of dust here and there, and obviously the guy had let his dog sit on the back seat or around there, so there was some dog hairs that needed obviously removing. It wasn't horrendous, but from sort of years of experience, I turn around and say I can tell you this for sure, the seats hadn't been sort of wet vacked any time recently. The kind of level of marks and staining on there, it's not recent. First impressions really matter, and it's little things that can put people off. For example, on the inside of this steering wheel there was quite a lot of makeup residue, as there was on other control surfaces like the indicator stalks and some of the switchgear. It's one of the things my client pointed out to me and said, look, this car isn't really grubby, but that really puts me off. And he said it needs to look a lot better than that. So give everything a good wipe over and a good scrub. And don't get me wrong, we're not chasing perfection here. We're on a budget of £150, so it's as much as I can do at that price point to improve this vehicle. And I think that's really important to remember, because sometimes you see people berate other people's work, say, oh, they missed this, or I didn't do a very good job. But then again, you don't know what the car looked like when they first got it. It could have been horrendously bad, or secondly, somebody might want to pay peanuts to have the job done. So you can't run down what somebody else did because you don't know what the parameters they were set. So with all the wet work done and the vehicle dry inside, we can apply some Aerospace 303 dressing. So simply rub that on, and then all I use is a clean dry microfiber to take any residue off, which you'll see on camera very shortly. I think one of the things that let this car down the most was the fact that paint wasn't bad, it was just a bit dull. And it's a lovely colour, so we gave it a quick single stage polish. It's not going to remove every single mark, but definitely improve it. Once that's done, we can clean the glass. Always remember to do the top of the windows. As we saw earlier, the rear arch liners in this car are fabric, so we've given them a clean. However, the front ones are plastic, so we can use the same dressing I use on engine bays, Car Pro Pearl. Just spread in there, and once that dries, it'll leave a lovely satin black finish. Obviously, we're going to apply some tyre dressing as well. Then after that, we can do the trim dressing on the bumpers on this one. And on most crossovers or four-wheel drives, that bit of grey trim often extends into the door shut area, so make sure you open the door and apply the dressing in there to give it that complete finished look. And once these little finishing touches have been done, we can take it outside and have a look. The seats are now clean, there's no stains on there, there's no makeup on the steering wheel, all looks nice and uniform with the 303 dressing on it. And the outside after that buff really looks nice and shiny now, it's really brought that nice deep gloss out of that blue paintwork. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week with something even dirtier. It's a Volkswagen Caddy van next week and it's pretty grubby, to be honest. Thanks again.